Hello guys, Mark here, and I have a no-key loot run for reserve. On this run you guys can make anywhere from 200k to 1 million rubles per run depending on what kind of rig you have and what extract you can take. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's mock right into it. Alright guys, so we spawned just north of Armored Train, and we're going to be making our way over to the White Knight building towards Manhole. As you guys seen on the map, there is a boss spawn between the Armored Train and the K buildings. If you're looking at the map, there is also a player spawn on the bottom side of the Armored Train, so right below it, or on your left side. As you're making your way towards the K buildings, if you want to play it safe, you could run along the metal fence to your right side, or if you're like me, you can just run directly towards the building, as there is an opening in the metal fence ahead of the building. As you're approaching the entrance in the fence and this hole in the wall, I'd always advise you keep an eye on your right side because there could be a player there depending on where they spawned. Once you've entered the building, you're going to want to make your way to the stairs, which are on your left side, and go right to the third floor. So once you make your way to the third floor, there's going to be two doors on your right side. You're going to want to go ahead and open the second door on your right side. I would recommend to be careful because there could be a boss spawn on that other building right ahead, or players could snipe you through the windows that are in here from Dome. I'd recommend you look at this table. There could be some good loot here, and also check both of these boxes that are on your left hand side. This weapon box can spawn some pretty good items like a U-lock, weapons parts, hand guards, foregrips, things like that. Also check this toolbox, it can hold some pretty good items, nuts, bolts, gunpowders, etc. Things of that such. Also this little wooden table tends to have some pretty good items as well. And over here to the right side of the wooden table, there's a box which holds some gun spawns. This gun can spawn in that box or on that first table we checked. Usually they're pretty kitted out guns, so I'd always recommend to check those. After checking that room, I always recommend listening for players or scabs that could be making their way towards you. Once you make your way out to the roof, always check this box over here and the area around it because there could be weapons parts. Then after you finish checking that, always check this little wooden box over here. That's kind of a stack of 3 wooden boxes. Once you picked up your loot from there, over here under this tent, there's another little metal table that holds some pretty good items. Always remember, pick stuff up that you think is better or that you don't really see as often because most of the time that stuff sells for more. Those wooden crates we saw, they sometimes have some good stuff. And then right over here on this metal shelf, in the middle and on the bottom shelf, there could be items. Once you finish looting that outside area, I'd always recommend just kind of standing around and listening for a second, as there could be players or scavs making their way towards you. You don't want to get caught with your pants down. There's some filing cabinets right here which usually hold some pretty good loot. I would always recommend to check those if you want. In this room there's a duffel bag. It can have anything from food to screws to gold chains or black diaries. I'd always recommend to check this. Definitely a good duffel. And then once you finish looting up here, you can begin to make your way towards the extract. We're going to go back down the stairs. Right here in that middle area, there could be players over there. You can't get in there through here, but there's another entrance. Always check down here once you get to these stairs, because like I said and you seen on the map earlier, there's a boss spawn out here and it's a pretty high traffic area for people that aren't going to D2 or to other high traffic areas. Once you've made your way out of that building and into the next hole in the wall, I'd recommend to either walk or kind of just run along the edge of this building, either on the right side or the left side. And then once you've made your way through here, always listen for scabs or players. And if you haven't, I'd recommend buying a Red Rebel because it makes it more convenient to extract and you can get fatter loot hauls. As you're making your way towards the end of this building, you're going to want to stick to this right side over here. If you don't have the Red Rebel extract available to you, up here on the left side, underneath this truck is where the manhole extract is. If you have the Red Rebel extract available, you're going to go through this hole in the fence. You're going to want to stick by this building in case you start getting shot at or simply need a place to regain some stam. Once you think you have enough stam, you're going to make your way up this right side of the mountain to the Red Rebel extract. Something to remember is the Red Rebel extract requires that you don't have body armor, so I'd recommend wearing either something cheap like a packer, something you don't mind losing even if you insure it, or an armored rig with a lot of slots available for you to take loot would be a good option as well. I'll put some recommendations of the best rigs or armored rigs to take at the end of the video, just so you guys have a better idea of what are the best things to take while you're doing this run. I apologize that it's kind of dark. This is a night raid. I was just trying to give you guys the full experience of how to properly do this run and make money effectively. You could do this run during daytime, but you're more likely to run into players or get sniped from dome because there is people setting up immediately, and extract campers as well, just because it's daytime. This is a great run in my opinion because you can make a lot of money quickly. If you get a good spawn, you can run straight to the loot and extract between 5 and 8 minutes. Always try and get a scav kill because this will just assure that you get the survive status when you go to extract. If you have flea, I'd recommend selling as much stuff as you can on the flea. These kites, they can be sold on the flea or used for a craft. On the flea, they range anywhere from 10 to 20,000. If not, the barter that they are used for, you can usually make about 27,000 off of this barter if they're going for 195. Most of these items I have right here can just be sold to traders, as they usually don't sell too fast on the flea and they're just going to be holding up one of your flea slots. I'd always recommend filtering by items on the flea before you sell, just so you know if it sells on the flea or not quickly. Alright guys, after selling all my items to traders and getting my money from the flea, I made a total of about 400k. I did craft those 2 kites and sell them on the flea. I got about 27,000 a piece, which was pretty good reward. Grand total, made 392,000 with some change, which is pretty good for 6 minutes. Alright, so these are probably the best armored rigs or rigs to take on one of these runs in my opinion, because they all hold over 23 slots. The ABS TV110, Velocity Systems Multi-Purpose Patrol Vest, and the Belt Rig Combo all hold over 23 like I said. If you don't have access to these higher tier armored rigs or the fleet, you can also wear a P.A.C.A. 6B13 or Karasa, which are decent armors just to hold you off against scabs, and the Azima and Elmka, which are great rigs to get you a nice fat haul so you can make good money every run. Alright guys, I hope you all learned something and you're able to make some quick and easy money off of this run. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Till next time, keep mocking on them.